Hi guys, in this video we will be looking at MIP 1501 supplementary exam preparation. As we know that some of you who are doing MIP 1501 will be writing on the 25th, which will be Saturday. So just as I've promised, this is the video guys that I've prepared you for this upcoming exam. What I would like to tell you this is, it is essential that you first watch the video that I have posted the previous day about MIP 1501 exam supplementary preparation. I did specify that you must be aware of fractions, place values, properties, numbers of properties, and type of numbers with problems, integration of technology. I did specify that. So it is essential that you take this into consideration if you want to score a distinction. If you want to score a distinction, pay attention. You really need to pay attention. Well, if you are new to this channel, guys, what are you waiting for? Kindly subscribe. You only subscribe once. Like and comment. Well, we are growing as a community. Let's keep winning. So let's get to today's video. Question 1, it's what we are going to look at today. So tomorrow we will look at question 2, 3, as well as 4, as we conclude our MIP 1501 exam preparation. Right. So doing a lot doesn't mean that you will achieve a lot. You just have to do things smart so that you can achieve a lot. Yes, have a target goal. Have a target goal. So before I start this video, it is essential that you pause the video and do the question yourself and then check. That's how we learn. Remember, we learn by doing, not only by words only, but also by actions, right? So let's get today's video. Let's start with question 1.1. Explain in simplest term to an intermediate phase learner using your own words the difference among improper and mixed and proper fractions, right? That's what we are going to look at. Question 1.1, which consists of 6 marks. We can get that 6 marks. Let's get started. Well, we need to explain the difference between these fractions. Let's start with improper. Improper. We're talking about improper fraction. Let's start with improper fraction. Okay. All right. Improper fraction here, guys. Here, in other words, in my own words, I could say that here, the numerator. Oh, sorry. The numerator is bigger than the denominator. It's bigger than the denominator. It's bigger than the denominator. E.g., that will be 7 all over 2. We can see that 7 is bigger than the denominator, which is 2. So that's how you can that's the difference. That's one of the difference that we can see. So what about the proper fraction? Let's talk about a proper fraction. I hope you're noting. I hope you're learning. Right. Yeah, forgive me about my handwriting. You know, it's ugly, right? So proper fraction. Well, when it comes to proper fraction, here the numerator is smaller than the denominator. The numerator is smaller than the denominator. Is smaller than the denominator. Yeah, in proper fraction numerator, it's smaller than the denominator. Yes, the numerator, it's smaller than the denominator. I hope you're learning. I hope I've explained improper fraction. Now we did also explain proper fraction. So let's look at the mixed. What about the mixed fraction? Let's talk about the mixed fraction. Well, when it comes to a mixed fraction, guys, it's a whole number in a proper fraction. Whole number. Whole number and a proper fraction. And sorry for yes, whole number in a proper fraction, e.g. e.g. guys, it could be 2. Let's consider maybe we are having 2 and maybe 1/3. Yes, it's a smaller number. Proper fraction, remember, it's a smaller numerator is smaller than the denominator, so we could use 2 and 1/3. In a whole number, it's 2 then and 1/3. So that's how, guys. You can explain the first question, right? I hope you are learning. I hope you are learning from that part. That's 1.1. Then that's how we get that beautiful 6 marks. So let's go to 1.2. As for 1.2, you solve and briefly explain each step to grade 5 learners. Briefly explain each step to grade 5 mathematics learners. The following multiplication, addition, division calculations involving fractions. So we are going to work with this fractions, beautiful fractions from 1.2.1, 1.2.2, and 1.2.3. How many marks? That's 18 marks because each is 6, which is 12 and 18. Then we will also conclude as well with 1.3, which says briefly explain in your own words how fractions are linked to decimals and percentages. Use the fraction 2/3, which is 2/3, to show this relationship. Explain by giving 2 examples of these relationships or relationship to your grade 6 learner, as well as 6 marks. Okay, let's get started. Well, the first fraction, guys, remember you're briefly explaining and solving. It's given as 4. It's 9/3 divided by 12/6. It's a division first. First question, it's division. Well, you need to convert the first step here, guys. My advice, let's write the steps as well. Step 1, convert mixed fraction to proper or improper, right? You never know, maybe it could be improper sometimes, right? So to improper fraction, right? That's the first step. So in other words, we could say 4 times 3. We all know that 4 times 3, guys, will give us 12. And what about 12 plus 9? That will be 21. Right? So we will have 21 divided by 3. Remember what I did? 4 times 12 plus 9, which give me 21. So it will be 21/3 divided by 12/6. Right, so we have 21/3, 12 divided by 6. So step 2 will require you to multiply. You will multiply, or you divide by multiplying a fraction. Multiplying a fraction by its reciprocal. Yes, we're going to use a reciprocal here. So the reciprocal is an inverse of And opposite of division, we know that will be multiplication. So in this case, it will be 6 divided by 12. So remember, we focus on the second fraction. You will only change the second fraction. So I'm going to say 21 times 6. That will give me, okay, what is that? If we punch our calculator, we are going to get 126, yes, and 3 times 12, that will be 36. So how many times does it go? In the simplest form, this will give us 7 all over 2, which is the same as 3,5, right? So that's how you can remember step 3. You give us your answer. After step 3, you write your answer. So that's how I would have explained to those great. That is 1.2.1. And let's go to 1.2.2. So at 1.2.2 as well, we are going to deal with another mixed fraction, which is 6 all over 12 divided by 9 multiplied by 5 as well as 3 all over 4. So first thing first, we'll change this mixed fraction into proper fraction or improper. 6 times 9. What is 6 times 9? Okay, just do this. Let us punch our calculator so that we don't crack our minds by thinking a lot. 6 times 9 plus 12, yes, which give us 66. So 66 divided by 9. So 4 times 5 times 4, we know that's 20. 20 plus 3, that will be 23 divided by 4. So the first step 1, in this case, you convert mixed fraction. Okay, you convert mixed fraction to proper or improper. Right. Second step, step 2, will want us to convert. Okay, we multiply. Sorry for that. We multiply our fractions. Multiply our fractions. So what is 66 times 23? That is 1,518. What is 9 times 4? That is 36. So you can leave it in a mixed fraction, right? You can use your KGFX or a calculator, but leave it in the simplest form. So that's how. Step 3, it's answer. Step 3, you write answer. So I want us now to go to 1.2.3. Well, for 1.2.3, guys, okay, this will be 5 divided by 17 plus 8 divided by 4. So such fractions, it's a fraction that requires us addition, right? So such fraction, you need to find the lowest common denominator. When you're given such, find the lowest common denominator. So we are going to use step 1. Find LCD. So if we say 17 times 4, we get 68, meaning that our lowest common denominator will be 68. So to make our fractions, to make our life easier, step 2 will be to multiply by an LCD, both fractions. Multiply by LCD. How do we do that? We know our LCDs is 17 and 4. So we are going to say 5 divided by 17 multiplied by 4. The numerator will be multiplied by 4 and the denominator will be multiplied by 4. So as well, we have 8 all over 4. The numerator will be multiplied by 17. Denominator will be multiplied by 17. So what is 5 times 4? That will be 20. 17 times 4, that will be 68. Then we go. Then what about 8 times 17? That will be 136. Then we have 4 times 17, which will be 68, guys. So from there, Step 3, add your fractions. Step 3, add your fractions. So we can see that the denominators are the same. When the denominators are the same, you add the numerator. So it's gonna be 20 plus 136 divided by 68. So when we say 20 plus 136, that will give us 156 divided by 68. You can simplify it further. Step 4 will be to write the answer. You can simplify it further. You can punch your calculator if your calculator simplifies further. If it doesn't, you leave it like this. I hope, guys, it did shade some light. I hope I did shade some light on in terms of fractions, right? So remember, you also have to show write your steps, how you came up about this. If you don't show your steps, you'll get few marks, right? So let's see what our last question requires. Our last question says, briefly explain in your own words how fractions are linked to decimals and percentages. Use fraction to thirds to show this relationship. Explain by giving 2 examples of this relationship to your grade 6 learner. Well, I want you to note this. Fractions, decimals, and percentages are different ways to represent the same thing. I hope you are writing this. Fractions, decimals, percentages are different ways to represent the same thing. Actually, parts of a whole. Actually, parts of a whole. I'll repeat this again. Fractions, decimals, and percentages are different ways to represent the same thing. Actually, which involves parts of a whole. So let's. I hope we have explained that. Now let's show how we can use these 2 thirds to show this relationship, right? So at 1.3, so how we can use these 2 thirds? First thing first, we need to convert we need to convert fraction to decimals, to a decimal. Right. I hope that's okay. We're going to convert this fraction to a decimal. So to make that happen, remember we are going to do this. Divide 2 by 3. So in other words, this is the same as 2 all over 3, which will give us in decimals. If we convert this fraction to decimals, this will be 0.666 and ellipses. That's how we can do it, right? Secondly, is to convert decimal to percentage. How will we have explained such? We would have say that 0.66, and we multiply by 100. Correct, 2 decimal, this will be 66.67%, right? So in terms, your examples will be remember, this is our last questions, guys. This is our last question. So our example 1 will be let's say if you score 2, maybe in a test, says Molanyana test, 2 all over 3 on that test, right? On that test, what does that mean? It means you got other ways we'll convert this into this fraction into percentage. In terms of percentage, we'll say 2 over 3 times 100, which will give you 66.67%. This will be your percentage, right? This will be your percentage. Okay, that's how it should be. Example 2. So let's say example 2, my example 2, let's say half. We are using a fraction half. Half, we know it's a fraction, guys. No? It's a proper fraction. It's a fraction. And in terms of this fraction, in terms of percentage, we know that we will say half multiplied by 100. In terms of percentage, we are going to get 50%. It's half of 100%, right? So it's going to be 50% in terms of percentage, right? So this is how I would have helped my this is how I would have helped my beautiful grade 6 learners. I hope I've shed some light in this video. Yes, it was a bit long, but there's a great lesson in it. So that's how you'll have gotten that beautiful 30 marks. Don't rush, you'll crash. Remember, we love you.